And they're gonna battle Red Skull, MODOK, Whiplash, and Venom in Danville. Phineas and Ferb's tournaments.
Did you bring us anything to look at?
I think we may have.
I believe there is a clip. All Comic-Con people have been waiting for an Avengers 2 announcement, and I think we just got it. I do want to point out in the front row here, Jeff Loeb and Joe Quesada from Marvel, who made this. So, yeah.
Here we go. I think we were asked because Joe and I are often referred to as the Phineas and Ferb of Marvel. So you guys will figure out which one of us got here.
You're Phineas, Jeff.
So we just wanted to say that, you know, not since the Punisher came to Riverdale in order to find Archie, was there an opportunity like this. It was really an extraordinary thing that was brought to us, to give credit where credit's due. It started with this gentleman, Gary Marsh, who is responsible for so much of the wonderful things you see at Disney. But that Dan and Swampy, as we found out, are like these ridiculous Marvel fans. And do not get Swampy started on the Silver Surfer, or you will not have the rest of your day. So it's just this amazing opportunity. I'll let Joe talk a little bit about some of the fun of the show.
The show's really great, guys. You know, we've been having a blast working with everyone here, and yeah, I mean, these guys are great Marvel fans, and the trick was really quelling the cast down, because we wanted to play with every single Marvel hero, but it just would have been a 4-hour movie, and I don't think we would have been able to do that. But it's been great fun. I think you guys will be thrilled by it. Really, not much more to say than that. You know, it's we're in good hands. So
Awesome. Check it out next summer. Thank you.
next time, Silver Surfer. Next time.
Awesome. Just a couple more quick questions for you guys. Allison and Vincent and Dee, you guys are obviously have done a lot of other work other than this. Do you ever get recognized by the super sort of Phineas and Ferb fan who knows you on site and basically comes up to you and says, "I know you are the voice of Perry or Isabella or Phineas"? Has it ever happened?
I'll get it occasionally, but only here. I'm pretty stealth.
That's fitting. That's fitting.
Yeah, it's great.
Stealthy character.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Allison, I know, has done commercials and things like that too to promote the show. And I really started getting recognized for it after I did like Disney 365s and things like that, where I was directly promoting Phineas and Ferb and saying, "Hey guys, I'm Phineas." And so when people would come up to me, they would know. And you know, when I mess with kids at Disneyland, that also helps. You know, when you see a person in a Perry the Platypus shirt and say, "Oh, there you are, Perry," and they're like, "Wait a minute." Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier.
I often, in the mall, walk behind small children and say, "What you doing?" and just watch them look for Isabella.
Well, she doesn't tell them.
And then I said that out loud in an interview today, and I felt slightly convicted. It seems torturous. It seems torturous, because you never get to see. But anyways, I would say, actually, out of a lot of the other work that I have done, I get recognized most for this show. And I am so proud of it, so I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. So everybody here, feel free to approach anyone on this panel if you see them in the next two days. Dan and Swampy, this, just from a writer standpoint, one of the questions, having seen almost all the episodes of the show, has there ever been a story or an idea that you guys wanted to do but haven't done, or are holding back, or they wouldn't let you do?
I don't know that there's anything they haven't allowed us to do. We've had like ideas of how would we do this, and had a hard time breaking a story, and having it work in a way that we could actually put on Disney Channel. Like first season, we kept batting around the idea of like doing a zombie movie, and we just had a hard time sort of making it work, because we can't have them eating brains, we can't have them doing any of the real zombie movie tropes, and we just now sort of came up with something that'll sort of have that feel, but not actually be a zombie?
I mean, a lot of what we do with the writers, and we have a stunningly creative writing team, and they'll bring stuff that you really just try not to say no to anything. There might be a way to do it, and so there's ideas that float around for a whole season before somebody goes, I think I figured out a way to do that. So we just try not to say no. There's a drawer full of ideas kind of waiting to figure out a way to do it. We've had stories pitched for a particular character that didn't work, and then all of a sudden you think, well, actually, if we do it with this character, it's genius.
That was the other question. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I just want to throw in that as a parent who watches the show over and over again daily with my children on the DVR, that I really appreciate the innovative ideas. I think uniquely so in the cartoons that my kids like to watch. I mean, in particular, I'm thinking about like the Caveman episode, where the entire episode is there's no English spoken. It's all by utterances. Or going back to ancient China. I mean, really unusual, interesting, fun ideas that really shake things up and turn the conventions of the story around. That really show that they're actively trying to come up with new, fun stuff and not just photocopy what's already been established that's really great already. And that's what's so fun as a parent, is to be surprised by the new takes on this every single episode. It's really great.
Yeah, the other question that I had was, I've been curious about, obviously there's a Phineas and Ferb story, and then there's a Doof and Perry story, but it seems in every single episode somehow they just mesh together beautifully. I've wondered if you guys have ever mixed and matched, or if you pitch those ideas separately and then try to fit them together.
Well, we have occasionally, we'll get an outline that has a really good Doof story, but it doesn't really work with the Phineas and Ferb story. We'll say, save this one, make this its own episode, and let's do a different Doof story here, because all we really need to do is we sort of back engineer everything from how the two stories, they sort of have to connect in some way that is unknown to both parties. And as long as that happens, then we've got a story. So we can sometimes pull one out and put another one in, and that way you get two shows from one idea.
And you're trying to figure out which ones are actually 11 minutes, which ones end up being 22. And it goes both ways. We'll have ones that are pitched to the 22, and you think, actually, if we compress this, we get much more humor out of 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Take the wild ride, and some of them need to breathe.
And like the Second Dimension movie, which I'm assuming a lot of you have probably seen. That actually was pitched as an 11-minute episode. Not that whole story, but the idea that the boys would find out who Perry was and go on this adventure with him, and we just felt like that'll never work as an 11-minute episode, because we won't be able to earn that in that short a time, and it'll just feel rushed and stuff. And we had this other concept of going through other dimensions, so we sort of put the two of those together and made the big story, and we were very happy that we did that.
Like Frankenstein.
Yes.
So speaking of big stories, you alluded to this summer's sort of big event is going to be called Where's Perry? And what can you tell us about that?
Well, the family is on vacation in Africa, and they've been forced to leave Perry behind, and Perry's being watched over by the grandparents.
Actually, OWCA calls him back for a very important mission that turns out not to be very important.
Yes. Yeah, because Monogram thought it was really important because the cap lock key on Doofenshmirtz's computer got infected, so it looked like he was yelling at all, so he felt like it was really important. And in the meantime, Perry gets into this whole scuffle with Doofenshmirtz, and I'm trying to think of how much I can actually give away. Eventually, there becomes a great doubt as to what has happened to Perry, and we'll find out at the end of it. But the first episode's coming on soon, and should we tell them now? You're all getting one of these when you leave, and this will allow you to download the first half for free.
We already got them. That's what they're there for.
Got instructions on the back and everything.
Yes.
The gentlemen are going to set up another clip for us, perhaps a song of some kind.